to me, the frustrating thing is when you have people that have never met you telling you what your authentic expression is. And they're
Oh yeah.
saying, no, her dad must have left her if she's
Yep.
behaving this way, or she must have low sense of self-worth if she's taking these pictures and putting them online. And it's like, no, your body can be a form of art and your expression of sexuality can be art. And like art is supposed to be shared. It's not something that's supposed to invoke shame. And
For
that has
sure.
something to do with you, right? Like that's all of your projections that you're putting onto me. So I guess
Absolutely.
my next question would be maybe you haven't had that conversation with yourself about authentic expression, because I think that's what it comes down to wherever you want to land on that spectrum is just being authentic to who you are. How do
Hmm.
you go about separating the ego and what is an authentic expression versus something that's more counterfeit and something that's maybe being driven by a deficit?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's the really deep inquiry into self. I mean, first and foremost, you have to have the willingness and the desire to know yourself on a deep level like that to actually be aware of like, maybe there's some more wanting to be validated kinds of things going on, or maybe this is actually just really true for me right now. Maybe like me being a seductress is like my biggest turn on, and that doesn't look like just seducing men. Like I can seduce my husband, I can seduce something happening in my life. Like it's a lot more full spectrum than that. But I mean, first and foremost, I would say that there has to be the inquiry into self to actually feel like you can even get to a place where you would have that understanding. And something that I'm learning about, and this is speaking directly to women. I don't know how much this pertains to men, other than, if you have a partner, this could be really relevant information for them. But one thing that I'm learning in this pleasure certification is it is connecting me so intimately with pussy, and pussy not just as like a physical biological thing, but pussy as a portal to the divine, pussy as the seat of your power, pussy as the being that can bring the life into the manifest. And it's really connecting to this sense of listening to her and just allowing her to guide you to what your desires are, like, and at what is your pleasure and what do you want. And if it feels genuinely good to her to be witnessed in your sexual energy, and you want to go on Instagram and you want to do a sexy video of you dancing, and you're doing it for you and because it's your turn on for yourself, like that is authenticity. And it is exactly as you said, and I've experienced this so much as well in so many realms of just having a following on social media and putting art out into the world. People love to come at you with their projections of what they think you're trying to do, and part of that comes from wounding. And there's also a part of it that it's like there's so much distorted energy around sexuality that people actually don't even know what to believe. So when it's authentic, it's like, that can't be authentic. Like, I've never seen a woman who can actually embody like the full fuck of her sexual energy. So, like, she's just trying to get attention and, get likes and get validation and, all of that. And maybe that's the case, but maybe that's authentic.
Mhm.
So who is anyone to judge like where somebody else's desire or impulse to do something is? It's like it's an interesting thing to contest with, because I can really resonate on that level that it's very frustrating to be seen or judged in a way that's really not at all what your embodiment is. And also, the frustration that can be a response to that is potentially some part of you that is maybe in agreement or so afraid of judgment that it kind of like rocks you and shakes your center. And then again, like there lies your work to do to get so right within yourself that you are just unfuckwithable. Like, go
Mhm.
ahead, say everything you want. I know myself so deeply. I know the place that it's coming from, and I don't need your approval. Like
Mhm.
that feels to me like it is the authentic, powerful woman that this world needs so bad. And that's what I will always stand for, and I will always, try to discover within myself. And we're the feminine, like we wave between different emotions constantly. So we're not always going to be in that place of power, but it's like just having the patience and tenderness with self to be all of it.
Mhm. Where do you think the whether it's, like, it's intentional or it's subliminal, people if you the more almost like the more sexual you are or the more into your feminine you are, they automatically assume that you lack intelligence. Like, for some
Mm,
reason, that is a huge, common narrative. So it's almost the sexier you are, the more, like, in your fuck that you are, they're like, "Well, that's just where she defaulted to because there was
mhm.
nothing else to add." Like, one of the I made the huge mistake of going through comment section of a podcast I was recently on today before we hopped on it. I don't know why I would do that. My husband's like, "Why would you do that?" I was like, "I must be a masochist. Somewhere inside of there's a masochist."